So
Yeah.
I talked about this guy, man. Like I told you, man, he do a lot of things, man. Um, I think I seen him doing oil changes on the side of the road down there in Jackson one time. You know, say had a little pop up stand. But Coach Jones, man, holla at me about what's going on with Ben Johnson, man.
You're in a pop-up stand when doing oil changes, huh? No, but you know what? It's about that time, Lions fans. You know, so we've had a couple requests from a couple of teams about offensive coordinator Ben Johnson. Um, yeah, man. So first off, the Houston Texans. They are, they went at Ben Johnson, man. So I'm not sure when he's gonna schedule his interview, but they requested. Also the Carolina Panthers, Curt. That's your damn
Mhm.
fault. Okay.
They down the
Carolina
street, round the corner.
Carolina Panthers requested an interview, and Curt also just let me know this morning that the Indianapolis Colts have also
Mhm.
requested an interview from both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. So yeah, they started, man. We can have shit in D. But that's how it kind of goes, man. The coaches that I think will most likely get those jobs are still in the playoffs. So they're doing the preliminary, just doing the due diligence. I don't think that we have anything to worry about. The Lions defense was bottom in the league. Ben Johnson's his first full year as the OC. I'm not really too worried about it. I don't think any NFL franchise as much money and time and things they have invested in that franchise is willing to give their team over to a first year offensive coordinator. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think if anything, Eric Bieniemy is a number one coordinator on the radar. I don't think that a team is willing to give their team over to a coordinator whose team didn't even make the playoffs. Like he wasn't that damn good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't like the way you looking. But yeah, man. I just don't like it. That shit don't make me feel comfortable at all. But
my apologies.
no, yeah, man. But man, just tell me what y'all think, man. I just think it's too soon. I think it's too early. Especially like I said, coordinators of teams who didn't even make the playoffs. I don't even think that's not even a good look. They don't even that's like getting a girl and she what I'm saying, you getting a girl who didn't even get asked to the dance. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. I guess I asked her. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel how it is, man. So, y'all tell me what y'all think about you know, who they looking at, man, because they better leave us alone, man.
Ladies that didn't get asked to dance, you can address all your comments to Coach Jones at wolverlion.com. All right.
That's ugly shit. Ain't my fault.
Again, you can address all your comments to Coach Jones at wolverlion on Twitter. I think that the Panthers and the Colts are putting their feelers out, right? And I think that, to be honest with you, I think the Colts thing especially with Aaron Glenn is a kind of a Rooney Rule type of deal. Don't shoot the messenger. That's what I think. They're just going to interview him just for the sake of, hey, I checked the box. I interviewed a minority candidate. I don't think they're serious about that. Just because of the fact that if you look at our defense wasn't great. And now it improved the back half of the season, but it wasn't far. It was far beyond anything great this year. Okay. Now, here's the thing with the Texans. I'm happy for Johnson for getting that interview request. If I'm him, I wouldn't take the interview. The McNairs are the worst owners in the NFL. That franchise is so poorly managed, right? You look at the two head coaches they just had, right? They were given limited resources and a bad roster, and were both fired after one season when they didn't win. And some people say, well, they hired the two black coaches. Those guys were never given a serious chance because they were never given serious resources to be a effective head coach in the NFL. That had, you know, I even go back to the way they handle the general manager position when the one gentleman was the head coach. O'Brien was the head coach. The GM went on leave. His wife got sick with cancer. O'Brien took over as the GM, you know, in the interim, and then when he came back, they just made him a figurehead because O'Brien didn't want to get the controls up, and the leadership bought off on it. Trash. And we didn't talk about how they handled the Deshaun Watson thing. They wanted to hire Josh McCown, take him out of uniform, and make him the head coach. Right. No coaching experience whatsoever. And this is the franchise that is trying to hire somebody. If I'm looking at that seriously, I don't understand. I wouldn't want to be a serious candidate for that position just because of the way that franchise is managed. Excuse me. And I know the high draft pick is tempting. And shout out to Lovie Smith because he screwed the pooch on the way out the door. He said, y'all gonna fire me? I'm gonna win this game, and y'all ain't gonna have the first one. Y'all had a number one overall pick.
Yeah.
But absolutely, the Houston Texans are an absolute train wreck. Period, point blank. That's what they are. And if I was a coach, I understand you can make millions of dollars, but that's not a position. Just because of the leadership and the ownership of the Texans, I will not take that job seriously. Because if you look at the way they treated the last couple coaches, I don't know if they would take a coach seriously. That's just me. What you got, Ella?
And they got rid of DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, it's
poorly mismanaged.
It's a lot. Remember, that's how they ended up with Cully because they couldn't get nobody else. That's how they ended up with whoever the GM was. It was like a lot of the stuff that ended up happening. Like a lot of people wasn't messing with them. It's a whole lot going on in Houston, and that's why I was looking like that, Coach Mike. Like for whatever, not just in Houston, but it's whatever it is going on in the league. You know, I'm kind of jaded with certain things, and I can see the scam and everything, and I've been seeing the scam in this. We still don't know about everybody's emails. They only told us about a couple people's emails, and you know, there's a lot of racial investigations going on and stuff like that. But yeah, that's like what else? What other reason is it why Eric Bieniemy doesn't have a job? Outside of they figure out that he's not calling the plays, and it's just really like one big show that Eric Bieniemy can't do nothing, and Andy Reid is actually the one doing everything. He just got Eric Bieniemy sitting next to him as a favor. But we all know that's not true. So, you know, why haven't he been, you know, seriously considered for some of these jobs? Why haven't he gotten some of these jobs? And with a lot of these teams, they already had it. They already have the guy in mind that they want, and they just gonna go through whatever motions they got to do to hire him anyway. So, and personally, just as far as like with our guys, I like it. You know, good for them. Congrats to be considered. But you know, I'm always selfish because I want them to stay around. I want them to stay around. You know, I want them to stay here. But you know, I can't. You know, if that's don't leave, of course, don't leave to go and be somebody else's offensive coordinator because, like, damn, Ben Johnson, fuck you too. But you know, if somebody's off your head coaching job, you just an OC here. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with AG. Whether we think he's ready or not, somebody might think he's ready, and I can't be like, no, don't take that job because you're not ready. Shit, I don't know what that's going to entail. I don't know what he's getting paid now. If he's getting paid $2 million now, and that head coach gets him 7.5. Who might be like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I would take it in a heartbeat too, probably, depending on the team. So if they do move on, congrats. I would like them to stay, but like I said, that's selfish. So whatever, we'll see what ends up happening.
To hear what myself and LL had to say about this topic, check out the full version of today's Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl, right here on your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors.